We are joined by multi-platinum pianist, alternative rock singer, songwriter, and producer Ben Folds. He will be live at the Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts Hall in Fort Myers this Thursday, November 20th. Mr. Folds, welcome.
Good to be here. Thank you.
So we're going to talk about your upcoming performance in just a moment. First, you spent 8 years as the artistic advisor for the National Symphony Orchestra at the Kennedy Center in a role that I understand that you loved. You've been credited with creating an innovative concert series that blended modern and classical music. And media reports say that you stepped down because you felt the center had become too politicized. What was the message you were trying to send regarding artistic freedom?
Well, we were a little bit on the front of this assault on freedom of expression, weren't we? I mean, it wasn't as easy for the administration to steamroller, late night comedians, for instance. But it's the same. It's the same idea: is to commandeer and muzzle and own and use the arts and the arts institutions only when they serve your political purpose. It's called propaganda, and it was obvious that was what was happening. So I couldn't be a part of it. So the message is I can't be part of it, but it's a complicated message. That the musicians, for instance, of the National Symphony Orchestra, they don't work for the Kennedy Center. They are the National Symphony Orchestra, and that's their home with long-standing contract. Don't expect them to take the same sort of stand as me. They have to make a living doing that. But I'm a known musician, known quantity, and my staying there had to be framed in their terms as I'm on the side of partisan politics. People who stay here are with the administration and the right wing. People who leave, are our enemies. It's not the way it's supposed to work. But I had to get out of that mess.
The Trump administration says that the Kennedy Center had been poorly managed and that performances had become too woke. In your opinion, was the programming there representative of what Americans wanted to see?
Well, I mean, if they just want to be capitalistic about it, and we're just talking business,
Mm.
their numbers are abysmal. They've never been that bad before, except for last time Trump was president. But yeah, they've hit all time lows. They're not able to sell tickets there now. They obviously don't know about arts administration and why people go to shows and why people art. Um, I hate that their sort of vague, unverified talking points are made as some sort of argument. They're not true. Those none of those statements are true. The woke stuff, I don't know what they mean. America is a diverse place. No child should go to a performance and not at some point, or to go to see art out and not see themselves represented on stage. The representation of what's on stage should mirror the general diversity and you know and the demographic. um and that's the responsibility of an arts institution that is for the people by the people, is to represent the people. And so in that way, I think we were doing the best that we could, and that's all you can do. And I don't know what they're doing there now, but whatever they're doing there now is not even coming close to breaking even. They're finding themselves playing for 20-30% of the capacity. My shows were all sold out.
I know you've been an advocate for the arts. What should be done, in your opinion, to maintain free speech in the arts?
Well, people have to use it. We have to use our expression. I come from the shut up and sing generation. It's like we were concerned, and I'm not proud of it for my generation. We were concerned that if we expressed ourselves completely, that we would be, you know, boycotted. Or I think that you just have to express yourself. That's the main thing. We can get politically involved if we want to, or if we don't want to. But expression in itself, we're finding, is not, it's not a given. You don't necessarily have that right. The idea, when it comes to, historically, when it comes to how politics is involved, is they want to muzzle and commandeer the top of that. So if you can silence Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Fallon, and then you can silence the uh, uh, and muzzle the media, all these ways of expressing and communicating with people, then it becomes very difficult for the rest of us on the ground to do it. We don't know if it's safe. You don't know if you look to your left and to your right, if you're going to get assaulted for it or put in jail. These are real concerns and considerations. It's historically has happened many times. So we think, oh, it can't happen to us, and you're seeing it happen in real time. The Kennedy Center was at the tip of this, and not enough people understood how serious it was.
I want to turn now to your music. Many people know you for your performances as part of the trio Ben Folds 5. This year, you released Ben Folds live with the National Symphony Orchestra. What was that like, having the backing of a full orchestra on this album?
Well, it's wonderful to record that way. I've been playing with orchestras for 20 more years. I played in orchestras when I was a kid. That's how I learned. I was really lucky to go to a public school. We had a little orchestra, and it was wonderful. But playing with an orchestra, yeah, I mean, it's just gosh, it's a lot of moving parts. When it comes to making a record, you're guaranteed to get a real performance because you can't. There's so much going on at once. It's leaking into all the mics. You can't digitally really alter it. You're stuck with the old-fashioned record of what happened, so that's, I think, that's very special. It's recorded 2 nights in a row in Washington D.C. just before the election. They were both sold out, as our shows always were, which never happens. That's another thing people really need to understand. I don't want to keep harping on that, but it's like, if the issue was supposed to be that we weren't selling tickets, so that they're selling far fewer.
So your performance in Fort Myers is titled Ben Folds and a Piano. What made you want to slip into a more intimate performance after years of working with a full-scale orchestra?
It's something I go back to a lot because um, at the root of it, I'm a songwriter. That's always been my art form and expression, and doing it just at the piano is that's as real as it gets. That's and so I find that a good keeps you honest, and I can call the shots in the moment. Like I can decide that this is not going to be up tempo. It's going to be a ballad tonight. Change the words. It's nuts.
And Ben, I just want to end with a lot of folks want to know what's next for you in terms of both advocacy and performance.
I've got a nonprofit, um, sort of a web of North Carolina nonprofits that we donate to. It's called Keys for Kids. Gets gets kids who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity music lessons and access to a piano or a piano. And that's something that we keep working on. And I feel it's making a difference. And otherwise, I think musical theater probably has something in the future. I'm working on some things. So yeah.
All right, we'll be watching. And you can catch Ben Folds Thursday, November 20th at the Barbara B. Mann Performing Arts Hall. For more information, go to benfolds.com. Ben, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Good to talk to you. Thanks for giving me the time.
Great talking to you. Thanks for watching. We've got more great content for you, from news to the arts to the environment. So be sure to like and subscribe to WGCU's YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms for the stories that matter to you.